Hey y'all, what's up? Big Wooly here, and welcome back to another episode of our Prison Escapes Beginnings Let's Play. So, in today's episode, we're definitely going to finish up the power quest line, and then I want to take a look at Polonium and the replica mod. I've never looked at it. It's in this pack, it's in a lot of other packs. I'm wondering if I can use it to get the Polonium we need. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty, here in the handy dandy lectern, we've got extreme reactors finish up the power quest line, should have all the supplies needed. Well, we'll see. We've continued to have server issues. It's Squirrel's fault, apparently. We don't know why. We're going to have to work on figuring that out. But I've cleared out the oversized chunk again, and we're gonna have to we're gonna sort it one way or another. And also, this pack, unfortunately, the dev is about to have to take a prolonged hiatus, is what it sounds like. So, if there's anything broken between us and the actual end of the pack, we may not ever be able to get there. So we will find out. We'll play as much as we can together. Alrighty, so the last little pieces we needed, let's just do at extreme reactors. All right, we're gonna get out all the parts we have in storage, and let's see, is that everything? I think I just accidentally completed the quest. There we go. So we got some concurrent processors, some epic bacon. We'll toss that in the backpack. Let's see, random loot box. We got an adventurer's box, nuclear supplies. It gave us some, looks like mechanism reactor glass. Cool. All right, now, yep, mechanism reactor glass. Let's see. Adventurer's box, 6 eyes of ender. Whoopee. All right, we will put our bacon in the backpack to be eaten. It's really good saturation. And then, let's see. We're going to need more casings than we have. We don't have enough. All right, I was running the digital miner in the end again at a new location. Let's see if it got us any more of the stuff we need. 14. You kidding me? A whopping 14. Okay, well, I did, while dealing with all this, have to unforce load everything. So let's go ahead and reforce load this, and maybe we'll have enough to make some casings. I was hoping to make the actual reactor with you guys, but at least we completed the quest line. Because, yeah, I don't think we have enough to even make 10. Oh, we do have enough to make 10. And do I have any more in the backpack or anything? None in there. I was trying to sleep, apparently. Actually, I was trying to open the backpack, but... All right, there we go. Nothing in the backpack, so... Yeah, we need to let that run. Hopefully we can put together a reactor with everything we have. Let's see if we can. I don't know why in the world the quest calls for 4 reactor controllers. That seems extremely excessive. But we can put power pretty much anywhere. We will need to force load it. We probably should come back over here and make sure that our power gen is force loaded. Otherwise we could run into problems in that sense. Oh great, is this stuff on a chunk border? Oh no, it's inside a chunk. Okay, so map, force load, and then these are already force loaded. Let's come over here. We definitely want the one where our storage and stuff is force loaded. All right, hopefully that's enough to keep the base up and running. Let's toss away some materials, and let's just go see. I don't even think we have enough to make the thing, which is dumb. Why did it take 4 controllers? That's what I want to know. So I think the minimum size for one of these is a... Is it a 3x3 or is it a 5x5? It might be a 3x3. And even if it's a 3x3, yeah, we don't have enough casing for the outside. Can we make 10 more? Nope. Okay. So... we're not going to be able to put together the extreme reactor right now. Let's learn together, because time... Oh, wait. We can do a quest barrier. we get the 5th cell before we get the 4th cell because we haven't finished the mechanism quest line. But let's go see what's in that cell. Wooly's main cell block. Which one did we open? This one. Ooh. All right. What do we get? Awakened Supremium blocks. Let's go. Heck yeah. Some more copper coins. Trial key. Nothing too fancy. Yep, nothing super duper special in any of those. That's a pretty decent wonder capacitor there. That's a really good one. Energy use modifier. That's cool. Makes it use less power. All right, so let's just toss all this stuff in the backpack for now. We did get some goodies. A smithing template warden upgrade. Like I said, that other capacitor is pretty darn good, actually. So that's good. And if we had any friends that were online, we could go rob the chests out of their base as well, because you get to, it unlocks their cells, and since these are all looter, each player gets unique loot tables in them. So nothing too absolutely amazing. It looks like there's Supremium blocks in the one before that, which I don't know how power was easier to do than mechanism, but that's just the way it rolled. Does he sell us anything good? No. All right, so talking about buying it, we can buy polonium from the correction supervisor right here. So if we were to get out some gold coins, which we have 3, you get these from quest rewards. I should, in theory, nope, I don't even have enough. All right, let's see. What do we have for coins? Coin. Yeah, we really probably don't have enough to get to there. Let's see. We got 16 copper, and I think it's 9, 8. I thought there was a recipe. Uses. There we go. So we got 4 more of them. Maybe we have enough. Uses. There we go. Okay. So we have 4 gold coins. Is that enough for me to buy the polonium now? It is. Okay, so we have polonium, but I don't see any replica info on it. Did they take the replica mod out? I'm not seeing replica mod info on anything. Let's go down to the mines and let's see. So control at replica. No, it's in here. So we're showing nothing. I swear we had found some replica ore. Did we leave it in the cell? Oh, Squirrel was saying I need to take and make these private by right-clicking them with a diamond, or shift right-clicking them with a diamond. That way they are my own. So you might want to do that if you play on a server. They change and now they're owned by me, and no one else will be able to see or pilfer my loot that I'm sending through my ender chest. You can actually upgrade how much they hold too. Well, I couldn't find it, but I remembered it is the Eye of Ender. So if you shift and right click it with Eye of Ender, it will expand up to twice for 27. And it's per channel. So like now that channel is upgraded, anything we put on that channel will have that same size. But for each of your color combos, you'll have to upgrade them, but you can upgrade them to have 27 slots in them. Okay, I did notice, I was looking through, Eye of Enders, you see all that stuff? That stuff at the bottom is I do believe that's for the replica mod. Those little like numbers at the bottom there. So that looks like that maybe cheesing this is not going to work. Let's see, if there's no uses there, what about uses here? Or actually not uses, Eye of Ender, let's look at recipes. Well, it doesn't show the replica mod. Please hold. Okay, back from a distraction there. I don't think polonium's going to be duplicatable with the replication mod, but You know, the plans for this episode are totally off the rails, and I did notice that Replica, which we don't have, is craftable in its raw form. We can craft it via extended crafting using a crystalline ingot, and we have the materials, including the nether stars, on AutoCraft to make them. So what we need is an elite crafting table tier 3. To get it, we need a crafting table tier 2 and a basic crafting table, which takes basic components, iron slates, basic catalysts, and some crafting tables. So let's just take a look at elite crafting, because I think there's some other stuff later in the pack, like these singularities, that are going to take it for us. So what better time than to start on it right now? So if we go look at extended craft, we've got all this over here. They have a book, and we need a black iron ingot, which is just black dye and an iron ingot, and a book. So if we take and we make ourselves a book and we combine the two of them, we can get our extended crafting guidebook in case we get lost. Looks like there's some deets in here on how to use it. Now, I have used this once before, maybe? Theopolis 2, I think? I don't remember. I feel like I've used this for something on the channel before, but I do not remember what. I don't think the replication mod is anywhere in the list, but I do know that it is extremely, extremely powerful. So what I would like to do is see if we can get into it. With that said, hit the right buttons, Wooly. Let's see what it takes to make a black iron slate. Okay, we just need black iron ingots. So let's teach the system. Some other things we can teach the system. So if we type in dye, we have dye essence. I made that in between episodes. I don't know if I talked about it, but we can literally make every color dye from our crafting system with our dye essence. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to, without you guys here, I'm going to go ahead and go through, and I'm going to get every dye recipe put in here for each of the dye types so that we can have every dye we need on demand. I'll be right back. All right, so every tier of dye recipe is in there now, and let's not pretend like you guys don't want to watch me do this over and over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I am going to put in patterns for each of the tiers of crafting table and these weird components up until we get to the tier we need. Now, if we look right here, what is that? Luminescent. So how do I get luminescent? Okay, we're going to need a recipe for that, but it's all materials that we should have. We should be getting gunpowder from our sifting, and we're going to add in a pattern for that. And that's what I'm going to do all the way through. I'm going to look for everything that we need to make all these different pieces, make sure that we have the patterns for each of them, and then I will pick, a crafting table. And then now we need to get to the tier 2, and I think it was tier 2 and tier 3 that can craft our replica. Let's look. Replica. It is, we need crystalline ingots, and it can be done on tier 3 or tier 4. So we have to get to at least the diamond tier table. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go through and I'm going to put in the patterns for each of these all the way up through to the tier 3. Let's see if there's anything. Nope, just luminescence. Looks like the patterns are pretty much the same. Just, iron, gold, and diamond. So let me get all of these recipes put in because they're nested. You have to have the crafting tables from the previous tier to be able to make the next tier. So I'm going to get all of this stuff put in there, and I'll be back when we can craft our tier 3 elite crafting table. Alrighty, I'm back, and in true modded Minecraft fashion, I had to make another pattern provider just to get one single last recipe into the molecular assembler. But let's see, can you make me an elite crafting table? It looks like it says it can, so go gadget auto crafting. Let's watch it work. Bam. All right, elite crafting table. Now, this is a different beast than we have seen before. These things are kind of interesting. Big old crafting grid. And we got to put things in here in the right order. I don't know, but we can check and see. Let's see. Crystalline ingot, right? Oh, we can at least plus them in there. So if we go get all of the stuff out we need, so it was, what all did it need? It needs diamonds, lapis, gold, iron, and nether stars. So diamond, we're just gonna take out a bunch. Gold, stick out a bunch. Lapis, get a bunch. Iron. I think we probably need more diamonds than that. Nether stars. Let's get out some more diamonds. And then let's just see how many we can make. So crystalline, if I shift click and hit the plus, we have enough materials in our inventory for 48 crafts. 3 stacks of crystalline ingots. Heck yeah. And we get some goodies. Basic catalysts, fluix dust, and some gold coins. 1 gold coin. Okay. So now we should be able to make some replica. So let's check that out. Replica. Raw replica. I was able to make 48 raw replica, which hopefully is enough to get us started, because I think we need a replication terminal and a replicator. Let's look at the guide. Replication is a tech mod, allows you to replicate resources of similar types. You can transform dirt to stone, but you can't transform dirt to diamonds. Matter pipes will allow you to connect the machines, transfer power any way you like. The identification chamber will scan items to know their matter values and store them into chips. Those chips can be stored in chip storage and will be available on the network. Replicators can be used in infinite mode, where they will keep replicating a resource until it's full or has run out of matter. You can configure that mode in the GUI. Transform items, you'll need to break them down into their primal values using a disintegrator, so we're going to need that. Using that machine, you will transform any item into the matter values, with matter values into matter. Once you have scanned some items and stored their values into chips, you can use the replication terminal to request items. With a request created, replicators will use the matter stored in tanks to replicate the item from scratch and send it back to the terminal. Okay, so we're going to need matter tanks, identification chamber, replicators, chip storage, and a disintegrator, and some matter network pipes. Okay, so we need a replication terminal, a replicator. We are going to need matter network pipes, identification chamber, disintegrator, matter tanks, memory chips, chip storage, and I don't know about matter blueprints, but we'll bookmark them anyways. Okay, so what do we do with this replica? I think we got to smelt it. Let's make sure, are there any uses that duplicate it? So no. Okay. All right, so we can't dupe it. Let's toss it into our alloy smelter, since it does 3 at a time, and we'll have it pull that back into storage for us. We might need to make more replica, but that's just going to be a matter of making, I do believe, more of the crystalline ingots. So if we need to do that, we can. Let's see how far we get with our 48. So replication terminal, go. Replicator, obsidian heart, bosses of mass destruction. Where the heck do I get that from? Crafting material, bosses of mass destruction, obsidian heart. Well, that was short-lived if you can't make the replicator. Okay, I'm back. Replication's obviously not going to be completed in this episode. I did figure out where we get our obsidian shard from. So let me see. Do we have a compass in here, like an explorer's. Is that an explorer's compass right there? Cool. Do you have obsidioliths? OBS obsidiolith arena. Okay, so let's head to the end, and we're gonna go see how far one of these is. This is a boss fight that we're gonna need to put an Eye of Ender, which we need to go grab real quick, but let's just see how far away one is. There is one 431 blocks from this waystone. So let's grab out some Eyes of Ender. I had to go look this stuff up on the interwebs because I did find that it is here. So it's this one, which appears rare structures and end islands. Nether Gauntlet is a rare structure. The Void Blossom appears in rare caves at the bottom of the world. Void Lilies point the way. So, but we have a compass. Let's just go see if we can find and maybe not get wrecked by this boss. Let's go. I did grab out my Void Shift wand, and I did make the Elytra upgrade for our Celestium chestplate with our Elytra we found while exploring. And in case you don't know where they come from, Elytras come from those things right there. That ship right there. All right, and then our Void Shift wand is recharged with power, and we can just fly indefinitely with our Void Shift wand. Now let's follow the compass to this structure. Says we're 200, says we're 100. Oh, I see a structure. There it is. All right, so it says that we can summon the boss by right-clicking this with an Eye of Ender. It looks like it's working. Let's back up in case there's explosions or something. Okay. Oh, that stung. It says it's going to spawn things around the platform occasionally that will give him extra power, so we want to get rid of those, but to avoid the little bursts when they happen. All right, that must be the one that's going to summon things. Nope, that's the one trying to knock me off the platform. Cool. Oh, we should have got in there quicker. Looks like this boss fight might have phases, seeing how there's each of those. Oh, yeah, let's not get knocked into the sky because I'm talking. Okay. We probably should have made a better sword before we came in here, but, you know, you live, you learn. Let's see if we can crit. Okay. Crit. 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 Get out of the way. Oh, no. Whew. I should use my wand, but that takes too much work. Oh, we just transitioned to a different phase. These things. All right, destroy them with a netherite pick. Well, I don't have a netherite pick. I got this one. Oh, that hurt. It exploded. That kind of hurt too. All right, let's see if we can get this one broke before it blows up on us. Oh, all right. So we broke all of those. All right, he's summoning some things again. Yep, summoned some new pillars, so he's going to be immune till we break them. This is where efficiency would have come in handy. Just one more. What are you doing? Are you attack? Oh, it's smarter than that. Oh, sorry. There we go. All right, this is oh, break. Come on, get. There we go. All right, so we can do that again. Kind of take some more of the orange wave, I guess. Yeah, we can take these ones. Oh, everyone forward, okay. Okay, so let's do ones. Let's get down. All right, got that one down. Two more. This one is not healing. All right, he's going to send that towards me, so we're going to know. Get it right me. Yes. Okay. All right, should be able to put it down before the that zone. All right, run those down. Boy, this is you know, it takes some time. It's not necessarily hard, but yeah, learning what he does. Hooray! And now I'm guessing our goodies are at the top of that, so let's glide our way back down and check the loot. Well, we fell off because I am no good with an elytra. Do we have any building blocks? No. Well, shoot. Let's see. Can we... There we go. Loot shulker. Heyo, there's our obsidian heart. Gave us a bunch of obsidian, a shader grabber bag. Oh, we get a mob card for the obsidiolith, so we can farm this with easy mob farms. Let's go. Well, shoot, if other people can loot this, why don't I just throw down a waystone? If I had a share stone, that'd be even like more cheesy, but we'll call this obsidiolith. Loot. Cool. Back to the mine. All right. So now we should be able to make our replicator. Let's hope nothing else takes any crazy boss loot. There's a replicator. And then matter network pipes. We'll craft up a couple batches of those. Identification chamber. Disintegrator needs 2 matter tanks. 1, 2. And then the disintegrator. And now in that thing, it showed like 4 or 5 matter tanks. But we're going to need chip storage. So before we use everything, let's go ahead and make our chip storage. Need an iron trap door. And then memory chips. And look at that. We ran out of replica. So I think maybe that's going to be a good place to wrap things up for today. We experimented with extended crafting and we got replica created. And in the next episode, or maybe probably in the comments from you guys, we'll find out whether this is going to work for duplicating our polonium pellets. And if not, we'll just suck it up and make a reactor and blow ourselves into smithereens and quit the game and never play Minecraft ever, ever, ever again. Not really. I mean, I've blown myself up a lot of times, some of them even on video. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry if this episode seems all over the place. You know, I had to deal with some server issues that hopefully will get sorted, and you know, life happens. So yeah, we'll see you guys in Friday's episode. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch y'all